Okay, so this video we're going to talk about some differences that expatriates may face moving to a different country that you may take for granted when you move overseas. One of the first things to remind you when you bring all your recipes over, just like mom used to make, remember that the rest of the world is on the metric system. So over here, everything is in grams, liters, milliliters, blah, blah, blah. Don't come over here with your recipes talking about 1 cup, 2 cups. But like say some things like the butter, here it's not like teaspoons, tablespoons, it's grams. And this entire thing is 250 grams and you just have to do the conversion. Another difference is the temperatures. So we're used to in the States for Fahrenheit, over here is centigrade. So on your stoves, you'll have to deal with converting centigrade to Fahrenheit, and sometimes it's complicated because the stoves over here, I've never seen one until I moved overseas to London, and over here they're fan assisted ovens. So there's sometimes convection settings, and then there's the regular old setting, which is what we're used to. Some of the stoves have all these different things: broiling, fan broiling, blah, blah, blah. So what I did was I cheat, and I got one of these nifty little thermostats to make sure that I don't burn anything or make anything cook too fast. Another thing is all your ingredients that you're used to and you love might not be available in the country that you live in. If you look at most of these things, I've had family and friends send over to me or bring over to me when they come because I just cannot find them here. So, brown sugar, fine brown sugar, you will not find in Germany. You may find it in some of the specialty stores, but you will pay an arm and a leg for it. Sweet, semi-sweet morsels, you will not find here. An equivalent to American butter, like the closest I found, like their butters have different fat content, different cholesterol. It's probably more healthy for you than American butter, but for baking recipes I use the Irish butter because that's the closest thing. Even in the UK I use this because other types of butter gave me different results. Baking powder, that's from the States. Baking soda is known as something different. This is baking soda. House nitrile. Oats. When your recipe calls for oats, I was so lucky to find this, but usually what they have over here, Kloonflokken, which is sort of like oats, but they're a little bit more cereal-like, and they made my cookies grainy. So I would use this again. I'm gonna try these oats here. Oats, in German, Haferflocken. Yeah, FYI. So, also pecans, which I love to have in my chocolate chip cookies sometimes. You cannot find them here, and sometimes stores might have like, Lidl might have like American Week or something like that, but outside of that, it's really hard to find. And when they are like regularly stocked in the store, like Lidl, every American, every Australian runs over and just gobbles them up and they're gone. So you got to be there on Wednesday to get your pecans, and today's Monday and I didn't have the opportunity to get them. One thing that you also want to remember when you are moving overseas and you are bringing electricals, as they call them over here, or electronics, a lot of things are not dual voltage. Over in the States it's 110, over here it's 220. So if you plug anything straight into the wall that is just a single voltage, it will blow up, die, and fry. And this is my beloved KitchenAid professional grand Pooba mixer. Now most people will be like, oh yeah, I'll just get a converter and put it in. But no, this is just 110 volts. So if I plug this directly into the wall, it will fry. What you would need is a step down converter, or just sell this thing before you go home and buy a new one when you get here if you want to save yourself trouble. The issue is this mixer in particular is not sold in Europe, and second of all, you're going to pay an arm and a leg. The price I paid for this in US dollars, over here the one that is 2 steps below it is more expensive than this. It's an import, and then when they get it, they switch out the engine, so the markup is really, really expensive. So it was worth it for me to bring this here with me to Germany and just use a step-down converter. And if you don't know what a step-down converter is, just look it up on the internet. And basically what it does is it takes the output from the wall that's 220, step it down to 110, so it's compatible with your machine. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's better than buying a new one for me. Some things like iPods, laptops, stuff like that, totally fine. Curling irons, do not do it. You have to get an adapter. Some of your adapters do voltage converters for small things like blow dryers and stuff like that, and curling irons, but you will fry your head out of the socket if you put in a US curling iron into an EU outlet just with like a cord. Let me see if I can find something. If you just use, this is the UK, for the US to the UK. If you put this just on your curling iron thinking you'll be okay, you'll fry it and most likely fry your head. What you can use, this is a converter for a small, like a curling iron or something. So basically, this is what you would need. So it converts 220, 240 volts to 110. And that's exactly what you need if you're traveling to Europe with something like this. And if your items are single voltage. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, my life is basically converters. Televisions, you're fine. A lot of DVD players, you're fine. You just have to check on the back of it what the voltage is and you'll be all set. Man, okay, so this is a perfect example of the appliances. So this is a blender that I bought in the UK because I didn't feel like bringing one from the States. So I said, okay, fine, the voltage will be 220. Perfect. The issue is, bought in the UK, has a UK 3-prong thingamajig. So I still have it, the voltage is okay, but then I have to put an outlet converter on it. So this is UK to EU. What's good is if I move to any other countries in the EU, I am stocked up on US to UK, then UK. I mean, you should see some of the setup around this house. Like, it's just like a chain gang going from different converters. My life is quite complicated, but the benefit of living overseas and experiencing the world outweighs the small little inconveniences like having 50 million of these damn things and always being conscious of what you plug in. Remembered another thing, like one of the first things people ask me when they come into my home and they see my kitchen and they go, oh, was it included? And that's one of the things that you clearly take for granted when you are living in the States or even in other parts of Germany. Kitchens in West Germany are typically not included. I mean, in East Germany, were not included. Basically, when you move with everything, including your kitchen. When you look for a flat, if you're really not trying to be 6 weeks in a new country without a new kitchen, you have to look for a flat, and it's called EBK, which means the kitchen is included. That's even weird to other parts of Germany. And a lot of my friends who lived in Europe were like, what the hell are you talking about? You don't get a kitchen. You get nothing. It's just 4 walls unless you pay for it. And so I had to pay extra to have my kitchen included. Also, usually, I mean, light fixtures aren't included. Outlet covers, that's extra most of the time. Any type of light bulb, when you move in, it's still, you know, the light, the construction lights that they had in here. So you really just get 4 walls.